Your baby will send you feeding cues when they're hungry. Rooting is turning the head side to side, usually with the mouth open, seeking the breast. Putting hands, blankets, or whatever they can reach in the mouth, smacking or sticking their tongue out are all great cues that your baby is ready to feed. Don't wait until your baby is crying and upset, because you'll need to take time to calm them for a successful latch. Babies who start upset can become more frustrated and release the latch. There are several positions to use for breastfeeding. The first is a cradle hold, which may be referred to as the Madonna pose. The baby's held in front of you and supported with the arm on the side you are breastfeeding from. For instance, if you're feeding from your right breast, you'll hold the baby in your right arm. Another favorite is the cross cradle, where you support the baby with the opposite arm to the side the baby is breastfeeding from. This provides you with more ability to control the head and leaves your other hand free to support or massage the breast. Another popular position, especially in the early days of the hospital, is the football hold. In this hold, the baby is tucked to the side as if you're holding a football. Other positions include the laid-back position, commonly used when mom may have had a C-section, where the baby lays more on top of the mother. Or you can try the side-lying position. You and baby both lie on your sides facing one another. No matter what position you use, make sure the baby is in proper alignment. You want the ear, shoulders, and hip in a straight line. That way, the baby's belly isn't facing the ceiling and they aren't pulling the nipple. Whenever you get in position, you want to be belly to belly with your baby. If the baby's being held across, line up your nipple to the baby's nose. When they lean their head back, the nipple is aimed at the roof of their mouth. It will bypass the numb palate, so the baby's not chewing on your breast. Do the same with the football hold, keeping the breast in a more natural position. If you have larger breasts, this position may be the easiest because you're not having to wrangle your breast and the baby. When latching the baby, make sure you're in a comfortable position, belly to belly, nipple to nose, and wait until they open their mouth. The window of opportunity when a baby's mouth is open can be short, so bring them in quickly. Our natural instinct is to bend forward and put the breast in baby's mouth, but don't do this. When you sit up, your baby is going to slip at the end of the nipple, which will pinch and hurt you. Get yourself into position and bring the baby to you. A good latch should never hurt. It should feel like a strong tug every time. Look at the shape of your nipple when the baby comes off it. It should look like a slightly more swollen version of what you already have. It shouldn't be pinched, compressed, or look like a lipstick. Cluster feeding is when babies eat several times in a short period of time. A baby might be eating every 30 to 45 minutes for several hours in a row. Usually, it's going to be at night or later in the evening. Most often, cluster feeding occurs on day 2. It's often referred to as second night syndrome. When you're feeling the most exhausted, that's when babies have an instinct to feed, so make sure you're getting plenty of sleep during the day if you can, especially on day 1. The prolactin hormone, which is the hormone that produces your breast milk, is highest at night. Babies tend to cluster feed because they get a greater volume of milk at night. Out of those 8 feedings every 24 hours, 4 or 5 of them are going to be at night. That's perfectly normal, just as long as the baby's getting 8 or more feedings in a 24-hour period. How can you tell if your baby's getting enough to eat? Number 1, make sure your baby's getting at least 8 feedings every 24 hours. Make sure that your baby is making enough wet and dirty diapers per day. Make sure the baby is relaxed after feedings. They may have been tense and tight before feedings, with mouth motions indicating hunger. After feeding, they should no longer be making mouth motions. Their hands should be opened up and their arms limp and relaxed. The baby may get sleepy or even fall asleep after feeding. If you're worried your baby isn't getting enough to eat, please contact your healthcare provider or a lactation consultant. It's important to prioritize your health and the health of your baby. Don't hesitate to contact your healthcare provider if you have any questions or concerns. Your obstetrician gynecologist is committed to supporting you throughout your journey. To learn more about Forest General Hospital's Women and Children's Services, visit www.forestgeneral.org/women.